The Flash's Season 6 suit is here already? Alright then, let's give this list a do-over. Now, to streamline things a bit, I will be excluding all Flashes that aren't Barry Allen. So the Jay Garrick suits won't be on this list, and I guess it's not really fair to compare a Jay Garrick Flash suit to a Barry Allen one, because it's a completely different style of costume. As well as that, I will be omitting more obscure Flash costumes, such as the Justice League of America pilot suit. If you want to go see those get ranked, I suggest checking out my previous video ranking the Flash costumes, but this one, I'm just going to streamline it a bit. But I just want to make one thing clear. There was a lot of backlash on the previous video. Now, I will state, I am biased. I'm not a fan of the CW's version of The Flash, I'm not a fan of the CW in general. I understand that there are decisions that led to each costume looking the way it is, different sources of inspiration, but ultimately, if I don't like the way the suit looks, then count me against those decisions. But at the end of the day, it's just my opinion, and if you're gonna get so riled up about it, then you are one sad, strange little person. If you feel so passionately about it, make your own dang ranking. Alright, so bottom of the stack in 8th place is the Season 1 Flash suit. I am aware that this is meant to look like a functional outfit. This is kind of based off of a firefighter's outfit, as the in-universe explanation for why the suit looks why it does, so it doesn't burn up. But honestly, I just don't like the way this suit looks. I'm not gonna try and say it's not comic book accurate. It is comic book accurate in many ways. When we got our first look at this costume in promo material, I thought, oh wow, they've done it again. It's just as perfect as the 90s version. But then we got kind of a better look at it, and the more I looked at it, the more issues I found with it. For starters, I definitely really don't like the shade of red that they went for. It's such a dark maroon that it's almost verging on brown, and I really just don't think leather is ever the kind of texture they should go for a Flash costume. I get it, it's meant to feel like a fireman's outfit, it's meant to feel flame retardant, but as well as that, it just kind of looks unconvincingly baggy. It's trying to be grounded in that it's flame retardant, but at the same time, it just doesn't look athletic and it doesn't look lightweight, which I think a Flash costume desperately needs. Of course, this is only a Mark 1 costume, but the whole first season? I'd kind of hoped he'd get something a little better a little sooner. In 7th place is the Season 2 Flash costume, which lasted all the way through to Season 3. And remember I had the complaint that he didn't wear something streamlined and athletic looking a little sooner? Well, we had to wait until Season 3 before getting a new costume because this is almost exactly the same, the main difference being the oval behind the lightning bolt is white. Now, that is a very small trivial detail, but I will say I feel it does improve the costume a little bit. It just breaks up that murky sea of red that much more. It was also kind of weird to have such a muted, almost brown color for red all over the costume and then have kind of a bright red behind the oval on the chest. The white definitely fixes that, it's just a shame about the rest of the suit being so dark and so baggy. It's a step in the right direction, but it's a very, very, very baby step in the right direction, that's for sure. In 6th place is the Season 5 suit. I feel like the Flash needs to be more streamlined and athletic and lightweight looking, and Season 5's Flash costume seems to agree with me. And that's a very good thing. I think the overall suit part of this is a big improvement. I'm not too keen on the sort of pinkish colored leather parts around the neck and chest region though. But those would be nitpicks if it weren't for one particular detail. I really, really dislike the fit of the mask this time. I understand they wanted this to be the most comic accurate Flash costume yet, and if you look at the Flash's classic designs, he does not have a chin strap. They're doing away with that sense of practicality that came with the earlier Flash suits, in that it no longer looks like a device and it's no longer based on fire outfits and it's no longer designed to look flame retardant, it just is. They're just going the whole hog with making it look like the classic Flash, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate where they were coming from here, and another fact is that the original Flash cowls were really hurting Grant Gustin's head, so they converted it to this one to make it a bit more comfortable. And that is important. The welfare of the actors is extremely important. After the first few images of this went online, there was a lot of people saying that Grant Gustin doesn't really have a superhero physique and he doesn't really have a superhero jawline. But to be honest, with the cut of the cowl the way that it was, I don't think anybody could have pulled that off. buff. And to be honest, I don't think the Flash should be a particularly muscular person. I'd say Grant Gustin's got just the right build for it. You see, the neck cut on the suit goes much too low, exposing a lot of Grant Gustin's neck, but then the cowl itself sticks out a lot and is just pretty bulbous. It gives him kind of this alien head look to him, or it looks more like a helmet than anything else, which I know it is a helmet, but I don't feel like the Flash's mask should look like a helmet. It just looks too top heavy. And sadly, it ruins the rest of the suit, because if you can't sell me on the mask, the rest of the suit kind of falls at the wayside. Which is a dang shame, as they really did have the best of intentions with this one. In 5th place is the Season 4 suit. The Season 4 Flash suit was the first time the Flash had actually properly changed outfits in the show, with the exception of a few small changes here and there to the previous suit. The lightning motifs on it were a lot more pronounced, the red shade was a bit brighter, and all round it's just that bit nicer to look at because of it. The shade of red that he's donning is now much more tolerable on the eyes. But this still just isn't quite right. The Flash's costume itself now is much more in line with biker leathers, so they're still going down the leather route, which I really don't like. And I think it may even be a bit baggier than before. This looks like a Flash that does motocross. I just feel like the Flash needs to look athletic and streamlined and lightweight. I think those are the 3 most important things a Flash costume can have. Flame retardant, yes, that's also important. As far as the whole shebang goes, I'd say this is a very middling Flash suit. It's okay. In 4th place is the Season 5 Flash costume, as you go a bit later into Season 5 after Cisco makes some adjustments to the cowl. Now this still isn't ideal, because there's a massive cut between the neck of the suit and the cowl itself, and it's very obvious that the cowl itself is still a helmet and it's a very different material, and I'm just not sure about that. But the fabric has been brought up to Grant Gustin's jawline now, and the helmet appears to be much smaller on Grant Gustin's head. The overall result is not perfect, but it's pretty dang near it, as this looks like, well, just a very comic book accurate Flash costume. I still think maybe the shade of red they went for is just a bit too bright this time. And I'm definitely not a fan of the material changes around the neck and around the chest section, especially with that diamond beneath the logo. But overall, gotta be honest, it's getting pretty hard to complain now. In 3rd place is the 90s Flash suit as worn by John Wesley Shipp. Now, as far as a 90s superhero costume goes, you don't get much better than this. John Wesley Shipp is a very Silver Age vintage Flash, and this costume still looks good today, as in the Elseworlds crossover, it really stole the show as far as the costumes are concerned. Now, I will say I don't think a padded muscle suit is the way to go with the Flash from now on. I definitely prefer the leaner physique of both Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller for the Flash, but this is supposed to be a tight, form-fitting suit that we're not supposed to believe that there's a muscle suit under there. I also just really love this version of the Flash logo on the chest, and the wings on the side of their head. Like, I definitely like that better than the lightning bolts on most of the Grant Gustin costumes. Now, before we reach the final 2 and decide where the Season 6 suit sits on this list, I'm gonna give a quick honorable mention, and I know I said I would be omitting not very well-known Flash costumes, the non-mainstream ones, but this I just have to mention. It's the Isma Hawk Flash costume that you can see on YouTube. This suit is perfect. Yes, this is the best suit. It doesn't officially make it on this ranking because it's only comprised of official suits this time, but my god, is that perfect. That is perfection. It's textured, it's layered, but it's simple, it's streamlined, and it looks lightweight, and the cowl is not this massive helmet, it's comic accurate. It's perfect. It's exactly what I have in mind when I think Flash. Okay, so in 2nd place is Ezra Miller's Flash costume from Justice League. And I got a lot of bile from people that were mad at me because I put this before many of the CW costumes. Now, I want to make clear, I don't owe anybody an explanation for my opinion, but I'm going to go ahead and explain. Ezra Miller's Flash costume is a brighter shade of red than many of Grant Gustin's. Up until the Season 5 suits, this is a much brighter suit than any of Grant Gustin's Flash suits. It is a much nicer shade of red overall and is much easier on the eyes. Now, for a start, this is not my ideal Flash suit because personally I never really imagined the Flash wearing an armor. but here's the thing. They made it work because the armor looks lightweight and athletic, and as well as that, it does look flame retardant. In many ways, it definitely is comic book accurate. You've got the classic Flash color schemes, you've got the wings on the side of the head, you've got the lightning bolt with the white circle behind it on the chest, you've got gold trim around the belt, wrists, and ankles. It's just that it has been reinterpreted into an armor design, which does create a nice layered look. Now, this could have so easily fallen flat on its face. One of the reasons I really don't like the Injustice Flash design is because it doesn't look like the kind of thing that he could run in comfortably. You can see that this is lightweight and to his skin. It's made of sort of a plasticky sort of material. It's not heavy metal. And I like the fact that it is held together with like sort of strings and bands. I'm sorry, CW fans, but I just prefer this design. Actually, I'm not sorry. I don't have to apologize for my opinion. But you know what? You don't even need to get upset, because in first place is the Flash Season 6 costume. Now, this could be subject to change, because we currently only have one image of it, but this is just exactly as I imagine the Flash being. This is perfect. Like, legitimately perfect. After how many swings and misses the CW have had with their Flash costumes, I never expected them to get it this right. So for starters, this is more like a modded version of the Season 5 suit. The bodysuit is almost identical, but there's now this nice gold piping going around the costume which really breaks up the sea of red nicely. As well as that, the strange material changes are now gone, or at least a more consistent shade of red. And that's another thing, the shade of red on this costume, from what we can see here, is a bit darker than the version in Season 5. It's certainly not as dark as Season 4, 1, or 2's suits, but it's not quite as garish as the Season 5 suit either. But then there's the coup de grace, the mask. For starters, very minor detail, but he's finally got the wings on the side of the head as opposed to the lightning bolts. It took us 6 seasons to finally get that. As well as that, the cowl is no longer like a rubbery thing, it's no longer a helmet like it was in Season 5, thank God. It now appears to be part of the fabric going over the head and wrapping around the face. And on top of that, the chin strap is back. And it just looks a lot better thanks to that. Finally, the Flash is wearing a nice costume in this show. Or, well, a consistently nice one anyway. What do you guys think? Comment below and discuss, and as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and in the description below are links to the Patreon and the Discord. Channel Pup has been growing more than I could ever have anticipated over this very short space of time, and I'm absolutely honored to see so many viewers participating in discussions and really enjoying my little projects here. But it's not without its obstacles. I'm currently a student studying film and television, and if I want to afford the general costs that come with living, unfortunately YouTube revenue just can't always cut that cheese. I recently moved in with my girlfriend's family, but this is not a permanent thing, it's just for the summer. And last year I've done the whole act of balancing YouTube, balancing a job, and balancing university, and trust me, the content suffers every single time. So to support this channel to maintain the same quality of content and upload schedule, and to just keep making the stuff you guys really seem to be enjoying, I really do urge you to check out my Patreon link in the description below, and in return you can get early access previews to the special Channel Pup events such as Marvelous Tales of Spider-Man Episode 2, as well as my upcoming Patreon exclusive playlist, Pup's Project Room, which is all unlockable with a pledge of just $1 or more. Now, the world's a tricky place. Not everybody is made of money, and that's fine. Just please be here for my videos. Please don't stop coming back to join me on these discussions, because it means so much to me, guys, really. Well, I guess I best be hitting the old dusty trail. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Channel Pup, and I'll think of a better catchphrase next time. Now please leave me alone!